Having Archangel on our team is an incredible opportunity. When I first approached Archangel, I was I was never imagining that he would actually join our team. Um, I think the things that won him over is we were offering him the chance to travel to different locations for different tournaments, as well as we offered a competitive salary for him. So, I mean, it was the best decision of my life to invest in Archangel.
Something about him, just his demeanor when he walks around, it's like he's still playing Starcraft. He's still in the game, even when he walks.
If someone other than Archangel were to win a major tournament, it was like that was big news in Starcraft. Archangel was like basically invincible back in the day in Brood War.
Well, I've always been a fan of StarCraft ever since I was younger, and my friends and I always hang out and played StarCraft together, so it just seemed natural to start a team together. And so far, it's been awesome. We've been able to buy a house that we can all live in together, and we've been doing pretty well so far in our leagues.
Team Solid has been a bit more than just a team. It's a bit closer, you know. It's more family orientated. It seems like waking up to the morning and hanging out with the people that you just want to hang out with. Like it's your best friends. It's close. It's close.
The players and Team Solid, I mean, I think we got a really great group. I mean, I know we're all great friends. I mean, that's originally how like we had the idea to make a team together is because we all love StarCraft. We all love playing together. Bands is a great guy. I really like practicing with him. He's really laid back and he's really chill. He's also a great player. I know he's had some top finishes in his career. Sloth is he's pretty good. I know he's definitely made it to MLG a few times and finished like top 8 at least. He definitely I don't think he practices as much as he probably should. I mean, I know he could definitely really harness his full potential if he just played some more games.
No, we get along pretty well here at Solid. It's surprising really. You might think that this many people in such a small house would get a bit rowdy after a while, but you know we're all here because we want to be, and we're all playing a game that we love. The only time I remember a bit of an outbreak was when Bams was in the kitchen. He's trying to make some ice cream, and threw a breaker, and Archangel happened to be in the middle of the game, and all the power went out in the gaming room and in the bedrooms, and it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, that did happen. I had to leave the house for quite a few hours while I was waiting for Archangel to simmer down a little bit. He wasn't too happy about dropping out of that game.
Archangel's been a huge role model, like a mentor to me. The first day I met him, I got the opportunity to travel to Korea. I was pretty new to the Brood War scene, and I went with a couple friends of mine, and I saw Aarchangel compete against Flash, and it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. It just took Brood War to a whole new level. Needless to say, Aarchangel destroyed Flash. It was amazing.
The day that bands approached me at the, I believe it was the Intel Extreme Masters Cup in 2012, put on by Andrew Lortz and the main representative of Intel at the time. Bands approached me, and he asked me what I would like to see in my future in Starcraft. And at the time, I had been getting invites from teams like CJ Antis and STX, just teams that you would never really expect a North American player to have the opportunity to play for a team like that. Like, bands offered me the chance to play for Team Solid, and I just really wasn't expecting that from him personally at that time. And but the salary and the opportunity that he said I would have, being able to travel to Europe, travel to Korea, tournaments that normal players, especially in North America, just wouldn't really get the opportunity to partake in. And the house that bands offered me to live in, I'd be able to live in North America and still be able to travel to Korea, still be able to partake in tournaments out in Korea, out in Europe.
Life in the Team Solid house is it's actually a lot like home, except all I do is play Starcraft. I think I practice maybe 10 hours a day. That's what most of us do. And then of course Aarchangel, he's like 14, 15. It's just insane. Like, he's just such an amazing player, and he just it shows in his practice life.
My favorite part about Team Solid would have to be the community and the members on this team. I have to appreciate Bands for this opportunity, the opportunity that he gave me to come here. And the first day that I walked in this house, all the players were just so inviting. I guess they had all heard of my previous achievements in Brood War and Starcraft 2 so far since the release. And every single one of them just wanted to practice with me and get as much time out of me as they could, because they just thought that I had so much to offer, and truly it's them that has stuff to offer for me. Like, the practice time that I get at this house, like, sometimes I can practice between 10 and 14 hours and it's acceptable. Like, every single one of the players supports me. They all believe in me. When I go to tournaments, they're with me. If I lose a game, they're in the booth with me. They've got their hands on me. They're whispering in my ear. They're telling me what I did wrong, and they're so helpful in every single way. And I would have to say that's my favorite part about being part of this team.
It's 4 a.m. and he's still practicing. Almost 12 hours. That's nothing compared to his normal practice time. He's committed, man.
Bands, he is a good player in the game itself, but I mean, obviously having the duties of running Team Solid, like, he has to do all the administration, every single community event that we hold, being able to represent Team Solid when we're out in, say, Orlando, or even when we're in places like Korea, for instance. Like, he has to do so much work, and we're all so grateful for that. But even in the game itself, like, he's a pretty solid player, no pun intended, and he works really hard, and I think that's what I most appreciate of Bands, or from Bands.
I first met Aarchangel when I was at MLG Orlando, which was actually my first ever major tournament. As I had just turned pro, and I was really excited to be there because obviously it was my first major tournament, and I also knew that Aarchangel was going to be there. A player that I've really looked up to my whole life, as ever since I started playing Starcraft. Aarchangel was just like Aarchangel. Like, everyone wanted to be like Aarchangel and see Aarchangel, and it was really cool because I went to this tournament and all us pros were in a room together waiting for the tournament to start, And I remember very specifically that Archangel had to actually be escorted into the room by security officers because there were so many girls just wanting to see him and touch him, and it just blew my mind. Like, that was Archangel in the flesh, and he was like just like everyone said. And he actually did go on to win that tournament, but I never actually I had to play him, thankfully. I mean, it's probably for the better. I had to not play him. I probably would have just failed miserably.
You know, I have to say my biggest friend on the team would have to be Asal. The day I walked in this door to Team Solid, he was probably the most inviting. He put out the most effort when it came to practicing with me, and you know, I feel like I've been a mentor to him over the years. Well, the past couple of years since I've joined the team. You know, he's really grown to a player that could even maybe match me in skill. Like, he's placed in some pretty high esteemed tournaments, and he's alongside me. He's been traveling to Korea, taking part in Pro League, taking part in the GSL. He placed Code S. Like, that's really impressive in the Starcraft scene. His practice habits, like, he's a practice beast. Like, this guy, he'll practice for hours on end, and he doesn't get up. He doesn't eat. Well, he eats when food's brought to him, but yeah, besides that, he's just like so into the game that he's willing to put forth as much effort as possible to just do his best to show us what he has to offer. You know, I'm really proud of where he's come in the past couple of years.